So that was the pebbles that we used there. So what we're going to use now is the dust. We're going to use the diamond dust, okay? They come in the little pots, the My Little Mica pots. I always have them open like this because I use them a lot. So I never usually put the lids on. I have them open because then I can use them constantly. But I'm at a show, I'm going to have to use them. So normally the lids, I mix them, the powder in here to make a paint. Never put the two back together. But because I'm at a show, I'm going to mix it on the mat here, okay? So I need my water mister, and I just make a little bit of water. And what colour shall I start with? I'm going to start with pink. Why not? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get, so this is what I normally mix in the lid. I'm just going to get a little bit of the pink, and I'm going to mix some of that water in with it. And you want it to be thicker than milk, because if it's milky, it's just not going to have enough colour to it. So you can just mix this up, and then I'll try it. See, it's much easier when you're in a little lid and you can contain it. So let me see what this looks like. That's fine. Can you see? If it was too thick, so this will be too thick, it would end up bitty. And if it had too much water, you wouldn't really be able to see it. Okay, so let's mix that up together. And then because we've got the embossing on there, it just makes it so much easier. So I'm just going to go here, but if you watch, I'm not neat, because as you go near the edge, the embossing contains it. So can you see how not neat I am? But then when you look at it, it's painted neat. What I normally do as well is I will paint everything that's pink, and then I'll mix up another colour, and then I'll paint everything that's not. I'm going to do it a bit different because you don't want to see me do the whole thing on here. We'll be here forever. But can you see how easy it is? I haven't got my brushes here. I'm using a Ranger brush, but number 4 is my favourite brush for doing this. It's just got a nice... my brushes and the Ranger brushes are exactly the same, except mine are pink, so therefore more gorgeous. But apart from that, but number 4 is my favourite that I like to use. Now what you will find as you continue colouring, this will get thicker because the water is evaporating and leaving the powder, leaving the dust. So every now and again, it depends how long you take, you might have to add an extra bit of water to it. Now because I've added the water, I don't have to seal it. Once it's on, that's it, it's on. But can you see, you'd think this would take forever to colour, wouldn't you? And it doesn't, it's just amazing. And I am not being neat at all. You can be, I just can't be bothered. Okay, so normally I would go and I would do all of these pink, I would do all the bits of pink, okay, but I'm going to, if you have a water pot, I would just wash my brush, but otherwise if you just spritz some water and just clean your brush through, okay, and then we'll choose another colour. What colour should we have, Patty?
A blue.
A blue.
I was going to say teal.
Let's go for Calypso.
What one is that?
This is Calypso Teal. I'll show you both blues. And so again, you don't have to be neat because that's actually, I need a tiny bit more water in that. There we go. Oops. So I'm just going to do half of it in this blue. And then I'll use the darker blue as well to show you. But the actual embossing is just holding the colour in, so I can be a bit more reckless. I've gone slightly over there, but it will lose that with the next one. If you've had a hard day and you're like, ugh, this is what you need to do, just some colour in. And you can see as it's drying, you get the shimmer. You really get the shimmer coming. So let's go with the dark blue. So I can show you both of them.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah. So normally I would mix in the lids, but because we're at a show, I've got to behave myself. And, but you wouldn't get any waste because this would just dry solid, and then you just wet it again. Just wet it, yeah.
Oh.
So mine at home, I have them. You know, I use this as a little palette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then it dries and okay.
Yeah.
Like watercolor.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. And then you can just add water and you can reconstitute it again. Whereas here, I'm going to have to get rid of this, so it's a bit of a waste. Do you see what I mean? So what I would do, I would pick a colour and I would paint that colour everywhere I wanted it to colour, and then I would make up another colour.
What's the name of this color?
This one is London Blue.
And what color was the pink?
Bubblegum.
Bubblegum, cute.
Was it bubblegum? No, pink flamingo. Sorry.
That's cute too.
It's pink flamingo. The bubblegum is a slightly different pink. I named them what they look like dry rather than what they look like wet to match my paints and inks, etc. And they dry quickly, and you can be a lot neater than I am. What should we put in the middle? Let's put something bright.
And can you mix colors?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, you can do anything you want. Yeah.
I don't know why I asked the artist that.
You can do anything. Let's put cherry pie in. So can you see this is a bit of a waste, just doing a bit at a time.
Yeah.
But because we're doing the video, we're just going to concentrate on this. So with you, I would go through and do lots of things, cherry pie and lots of things, because you just get hooked. Once you start this, it's like all bets are off. You're just here, just doing it.
4 hours,
Yes, yeah. But again, because I've got the embossing, look, I'm not even being neat, and the
you're
embossing
right,
is holding it, because I've embossed this with my clear powder first, and it acts like a little dam. And because I've used clear embossing powder, it just repels off. If I used black, some of this would go on the embossing powder and you would see it because it's more matte. But because I've used the clear, it just comes straight off the top. So I could have gone like that over the whole lot, one colour, and it would have come off the embossing, you know.
Right.
Only quality products in Dylusions, I tell you. Things that make your life easier. There we go. So, and on something this big, I would repeat the same row, all the same colours. And then this book, I will show you, we will finish it, but I will show you a finished one. The one that Patty went, ooh, shall we do that? She saw it in this book. We can never find things. Patty, can you remember where it was?
It's also pretty.
It'll be hiding. Sorry. Oh, there we go.
Oh, wow.
So there's a finished one.
How nice. Beautiful.
So you can see where I've done, because I've used loads of colours, but there's repetition in there. This is the same all the way down. This is the same all the way down. And it's just cool. And you can have it. People say, what are you going to put on it? Probably nothing on that one, but you can use it as backgrounds. But people are obsessed that you've got to finish things. You don't. I just do things because I want to do it, you know. So, and you can see the shimmer in there. And it's gorgeous. But I've also done it, I don't think I've got it with me, I've also done it on my mixed media cardstock and coloured it in with my inks, and it looks stunning as well. So, and I think I must have used black with that. But yeah, just gives you something to do, and it's so relaxing, but gorgeous.
That is gorgeous.